we should be synced up and ready to go. I want to go, so everything should be fine there. So open link in new tab. The quality, 1080, 60 FPS. So we'll see. I don't know, my capture card was kind of stuttering. I noticed on the 2 streams I've done back on YouTube now, 2 of the streams, or out of the 2 streams, I noticed the last one I did, the frame was actually jumping, and then the other one was actually pretty smooth. So, I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Zoom out a little bit. So, but just getting things going, messing with my gear. I put the link to the freefly. So if you don't have Star Citizen, wanted to check it out, you can download it and play it for free. You create an account, just follow the steps. And if you want, use my star code. And, if you wind up buying the game, that's an extra 5,000 UEC, which you don't lose yet, even though now it directly affects your alpha UEC. But the free fly event is pretty cool. And now today is Aegis, and this one they should have did on the weekend, because this one has the big ships, the big hammerhead, the sabers, the wardens. Aegis makes a lot of cool ships. Which Drake is tomorrow. And I'm also on Twitch. Just search me RumRunner82. And tomorrow I'll be streaming on Twitch. So these anniversary sales, I've been buying a lot of upgrades. Because even though you may not have a ship, like I've been getting Aquila 2 upgrades. So I don't need to cover the whole cost on the ones I can afford anyway. So in the next... By the end of January, I'm pretty excited for where my fleet's going to be at. I got just a Kraken and a Raven, and I actually haven't technically picked up any ships yet, and fully yet. I buy the upgrades, and we can go through that later. We're going to go to the expo and go to the showroom floor, and the Idris is in there. Which I have a Kraken, which is a little bit longer than the Idris, so I'm hoping for some cool things there. I'm just getting things started, so like later I could show you guys how I go about buying ships and upgrades where you don't have to pay full price when they do become available. So people, ask what you're getting. So if I go here, and let me switch to the live. So we're in a transition here. Alright, so you guys should be seeing this now. So the free fly takes you here. So the link in the description will take you here, and it'll tell you about. So today today's Aegis, so you could fly the Reclaimer today, the Hammerhead, the Eclipse. A couple of Eclipses could bomb out a Hammerhead. This is one of my favorite ships. It's just this right in between where I can and can't afford even just buying the upgrade. So right now today, every 24 hours, a different manufacturer, their ships are free to fly. See, I'm signed in already, but this will take you here. You enlist through the enlistment process, and then make sure you copy this code before you do the enlist. Because this, and then they're giving everyone the Drake Cutlass, which is probably the best all-around ship right now. They put on loan, and then every day there's a different manufacturer, and then that's when the different manufacturers become for sale. So if we go back to the RSI main website, you're gonna see this anniversary sale. So it started with Anvil, and then every 24 hours, these manufacturers ships were available for 24 hours. Anyone, even if you don't have the game. And tomorrow's Drake. I'm real excited for that one. So I'm only playing around with $300 at the moment, but to get the upgrades I want, to get the ships that I want. So people are asking me how I'm spending money on ships. Well, I go to ship upgrades, and some of this is prior knowledge of just knowing what's for sale. Because the big thing is there's ships in game, but they aren't always for sale, and you know, it's just these events a couple times a year where they become on sale. So then once a ship comes up, then it's on sale for the remainder of the sale, which runs to the 4th. But say, all right, now say I wanted, the Orion, but and this is the big miner, and this has been reworked, so this is probably pretty close to being in game, I'm thinking. But I don't want to pay that $450. Well, here under Upgrade From, you can uncheck My Ships, and then you can pick any ship you want. And I happen to know that the Andromeda and the Constellation Aquila are always on sale. So I can I can select this and just pay this $140 now. And then when I get the extra funds a month down the road, I can actually either upgrade in a ship package to an Aquila, but then and then once I get the Aquila, which makes up majority of it, so then say, you know, I don't got quite that much now or can't spend that much now, but hey, in 2 weeks, you know, I totally could. Well, for now, I could buy this because this Orion past the 4th isn't going to be for sale anymore. But the Aquila is always for sale, so I can buy this right now, and then down the road, here in a couple weeks, I could get, you know, just buy the Aquila outright, and that's, you know, to the normal player. So now some ships like the Phoenix and 890 Jump, they don't allow you to, this is called CCU when they refer to that. Something that's CCU, which is cross chassis upgrade. They don't let you do those ones, but say, you know, I don't want to buy a package and I really want to be in exploring, but I get a Carrack. You know, it's what I'm willing to invest into the game, because remember, you aren't just paying for the ship, you're paying, you know, for the development of the game. And then say, all right, well then right now I could just buy the Aquila to Carrack upgrade, and then hey, in 2 months I'll have, you know, $310. So then I can go into the store regularly past the 4th, where the Aquila will still be on sale, buy the Aquila, and then boom, apply the Carrack upgrade. So that's what I'm doing with a lot of ships right now. So if I go to my hangar, you know, I got a couple of Caterpillar to Eclipse upgrades, and like the Taurus to Vanguard, because I really like the Vanguard. I'm not going to be an attack type ship type person, but I believe the Vanguard and Vanguard Sentinel are going to be good defensive ships to where people are messing with you, because I'll be doing kind of some long range like running and stuff. So I like that over the Hoplite, the Warden is that long range fighter that you can take with you even on expeditions, but then have some serious firepower for knocking ships if you get attacked by the Vandal or something like that. So get all these upgrades, but you do have to wait 24 hours to melt them, and then I melt it into store credit, and as these manufacturers come out, and then I can go back and buy all these ships in the steps I need, because being a content creator and getting more into it, I am actually, and I'm concierge, almost to the 2nd level of concierge. So there's certain packages that unlock for you. And these packages have LTI, which is lifetime insurance. Um, so you look for these packages, LTI. And you don't have to pay cash for these. You can pay store credit. So this is the pack I'm going to be getting either as early as the end of December, but as late as by mid-January. But then within this pack, I can take my, well, this I already got I'm going to be getting an Andromeda Caterpillar. So once I buy this pack, boom, I can apply that. The Caterpillar inherits the LTI. And then so the other, like Aquila to whatever upgrades I have, okay, I'll go to the store because the Aquila is always for sale. I'll get an upgrade from Freelancer Max to Aquila, buy it, pay the difference when I have the cash. So the big thing of this is not so much the ships that are in it, that are the ships that I can upgrade and put LTI on. And then because this is 18 ships, and that's I think what I'm going to try to limit to myself to and try to make this pack work. But that value can build up on a package. To where it could be this, which is if you pay cash, that's the price on this pack only. It's $100 more if you use credit. But then you go from 18 to 30 ships, or adding one of these, So I got it worked out how I'm gonna be doing it. So it'll be an exciting next couple months. We'll really get the first quarter exciting for my fleet, because it's going to be a mix of stuff that's in game and stuff that isn't. Like some of these packages that I'm melting, I actually doubled up on, just in case this pack gets built up to $2,200. Could build the value with upgrades, and then I could wind up melting it and go into this one, depending, because there's going to be a lot of Aquila upgrades, which is going to be 200 to 280, and then also paying for the buyback. But so if I get this maxed out and I'm like, well, I could use a few more, I'll be able to apply them again there. And this arrow package, the Anvil arrow, this is a good. For some reason, this is supposed to be my rentals, but it's not showing up. So I was kind of bummed about that. But this is a good deal because you don't get Squadron 42 with it. I really like this arrow ship. That was a nice one to fly. Well, yeah, so that's kind of how I'm working my packs. So let's get inverse. So I'm using a dual PC setup, right? But I'm down to one monitor for each, and I have a 1440 31-inch curved monitor, but it's the 16:9 aspect ratio. Because that was, the widescreen would be so sweet, but not everything supports it fully. So I'm sorry for the stream, but it is lagged behind. So, and if I remember right, okay, I am getting game audio on the mic. I thought I could add a delay. I could add a delay on the mic. go check out the expo, shall we? See, I don't know why my Streamlabs chat isn't syncing up. So we're just gonna hop on in. Because that means my camera audio is gonna be out of sync as well. All right, welcome. Get into it. All right. We are at Port Ollie, so we're gonna have a trip to Hurston. Dang it. Wanted to do one of these long jumps. I'm real excited for the Drake sale tomorrow, so we're gonna hightail it to the expo. Wow, the stream's really delayed. Hold on, I gotta do a test and see how the audio's out of sync. We're at Port Ollie, so we're gonna have a trip to Hurston. Dang it. Wanted to do one of these long jumps. I'm real excited for the Drake sale. Oh, it looks pretty spot on. Alright, so this is the Cutlass Black is what everyone is getting. I have the Kraken, so that's why I have, and the 600i is a subscriber. So it looks like this is, what ship don't we usually get to take? I've taken that a lot. We take the old Buck, we gotta get the, and see the arrow should be in there, but it's not.
Your ship has been delivered.
God
to
dang
the
it, CIG.
landing.
You have to excuse it. I'm wearing a kind of a light gray shirt, and C01. All right, so we gotta cut it. So you should be able. I don't know if you can see the FPS in the lower left, but I'll go ahead and put it up R under. Now keep in mind, I am playing at 1440. On my actual gaming rig, so you're seeing, you'll be seeing the FPS for 2K, and it's 144 hertz monitors with G-Sync. So let me know also if there's any stuttering at all. I'm trying to between the frames. I think I was watching a video. I think it's doing it. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of, looks like the frame stalls for a second. See, it's perfectly smooth on my end. So this is and I'm also, so then that way, then it's essentially like having dual monitors. So the other ones, looks frozen. I don't know how delayed it is, but this ship is growing on me, so I'm gonna have an arrow. There's two small hangars for small ships, and I think it's gonna be a Buccaneer and an Arrow. And you know, the Buccaneer has the capability, even though the shields are weak, so right away upgrade to all stop shields, you know, and fully upgrade this little thing. So there's gonna be an Arrow on my Kraken as well. But who knows what other little ships. Yeah, I'm excited to see what I'm going to be able to pack on there. But I mean, Drake is like, they're cheaper ships, so you get no eject seat or little luxuries. But So, actually, we're going to be jumping to our newest locale. Wow, the stream is really high. Oh no, I'm just watching it. Alright, did I set my destination? I believe so. Alright, this little thing is fast. It packs, like, I think 3 size 3s or what's on it. I mean, you can do some... So we're about to hit the long jump. This is going to be... Oh... Go. Huh.
Hydrogen fuel is at 100%. The long jump, and you can actually get out of your ship and walk around, but this one, it's too small, unfortunately. A little bit of a camera adjustment. I noticed my jaw was getting cut off there a little bit. With this big curved monitor, there's really no good spot for a camera besides on top of it, and I hate having it on the bezel. And yeah, we're gonna go have probably till 9 o'clock stream here. We're gonna go to the expo. Go check her out, eh? Yeah, originally from Wisconsin, but I live in Texas. Dallas, Texas. I don't like I have to pay taxes on my sales tax on my Star Citizen purchases now. Texas, because you don't get state taxes taken out of your paycheck, the sales tax is higher, so it's like all places. Yeah, 60 FPS, and I'm playing with a 1080 Ti, and I have an Acer Predator, I forget the exact model, but it's the 1440 31 or 32 inch, it's actually 31 and a half curved LED monitor. And definitely see, now I noticed a jump, you know, between 4K and 2K, because what I have is technically 2K. But I noticed a huge jump between 1080 and 2K, but not as significant between 2K and 4K. So I didn't want to spring the money yet, because until Star Citizen gets released, my PC, I'm going to always try to go with like a generation back, but the max in it. So now I have a 1080 Ti. The capture machine just has a 1050 Ti. Then I eventually want to get a 1070 Ti, but you know, a used one is fine by me.
I've had no problems with secondhand parts. And then once the game's released, and they'll just be, you know, I imagine there'll be some sort of microtransactions on certain things, whether it be skins, whether it be expanded features packs. Because I want CIG to keep going, you know. I want them, you know, I want them to be able to run 10, 20 years. You know, and they just keep developing the game engine and making it better and better. Because that's something, like Star Citizen almost has to become its own game engine, because all that's going to have to be developed and pushed forward. And someone brought up a good point, like, well, you can use cash still to buy ships. Or cash, but if they have to limit that to, ships, yeah, like the mid-level on down, possibly you could buy for cash, but the real big ships, those should be, I don't know, more earned in game, and because then that'll take away from the coolness of it, I think, but. And then same with the influence of money, like how much, you can buy per day. I like that model better than just buy what you want. Like in GTA, what can't you buy? Just a bunch of shark cards if you got the money. I know people who spent a lot on that game too since 2014. So I know some people who spent $500 to $1,000 on, just re-upping their character and different stuff that comes, Well, why we're jumping here? Slums. Right. But so I'm gonna get these arms. I gotta get the longer ones for these Logitech C922 cameras. And I'm also getting lights in a backdrop, so that's why my chroma is not the best. Just because I don't have good lightings, and my green screen's against the wall. Well, these cameras work a little different, so they also have a lot wider view than the one I was using before. So now, even though it's a big ass green screen, you can see most of the wall. So I got to get the bar and everything to so you can have it adjustable. And XSplit, I don't know, I still might try to play with that because they came out with this nifty VCam that works with XSplit and but doesn't seem to be outputting to OBS no matter what I do. So I don't know if that's a coincidence or OBS is open source software, is that what you call it? Yeah, so we're I think they got it capped at 60 FPS for whatever reason. But in the test builds, okay, no, it's so maybe it's kind of capping it too, because so what I need to do is get my 1080 monitor for the pass-through. So it has a full pass-through on the capture card. So that's just the second monitor I need for my gaming PC. Yeah, I mean, the jumping just looks amazing. So where's our star? If we made it past the star, see Stanton. Stanton is the actual star. The sun is ours. Huh. Usually you can see it, and that's a good gauge of where you're at. But I fell in love with this ship. It's just a little badass ship. It can't take much, but on something like the Kraken, this could do damage, but then also get pilots chasing them to get in front of the Kraken's big guns. And again, I'm gonna be into trading, stuff like that. So this is purely from a defensive standpoint. So for my org, I'm looking for you know, people for security, because I'm definitely gonna have a hammerhead. I'm gonna have the Vanguard Warden, the Warden Sentinel, which is like an E-warfare. There'll be a Hurricane instead of an Eclipse. So I want to be able to at least provide the members in my org that are part of the security part of it with some good ships that they may not be able to afford until, you know, but with my org, you know, you can come and go. So you may join an org just to build up enough money to kind of get your own small fleet going. See, I just really believe in this game. So yeah, not that I'm not patient to wait, and that's the biggest thing, is patience with this. Definitely patience. But you can be patient and wait for all this. But I believe in the development of the game, so I'm wanting to get it now. And who knows, you know, I may have all these ships, like up to 30 ships by the time it's released, if I get the one pack and, you know, a few extras. Because I think it's 2 years out, year and a half. I think it'll be $29.50 in game in 2020. There now, late 2020, early 2020. Don't quote me on that, but I'm thinking, okay, there's a star right there. So we're coming up on it, and eventually you'll start seeing Hurston, but they're doing just a phenomenal job. Low polygons, and really where they're really nailing it, and I believe, you know, really breaking ground in as a studio is their textures. What they're doing with their textures and how they react to lights and getting that to look 3D, which you got to be right up to it in order to see that it's actually not, you know. So I think that's where CIG, hopefully that's some tech they developed, chance for them to make money on more, you know, ground-breaking great game designs. Because I know Star Citizen isn't the flagship program for Lumberyard. I heard the name like 3 times now, and I can't remember it. Oh, there's a little speck down there. You can start seeing. Oh, we made it. Welcome to Hurston. So we're going straight to Lower Vale. So in this, so most planets we break Atmo at like 5,000, 7,000. Here it's like 100,000. So it is a bit of a trip. Ooh, we got some stutters there. Sometimes just clearing it out. There we go. So there's all these points, but we're going to head straight to Lorville because hopefully it's daytime. Oh, shit. Gotta listen for it.
Quantum drive is now on.
It's kind of bright. Alright, Lorville. Oh, Lorville at night. Dang it. It is cool at night, but it's even cooler during the day. But you can kind of see the tower right there. Light's not going to help at all, so we're going to dive bomb it. And you'll see where they have the no-fly zone. Tomorrow will be the 27th will be the Drake sale and Twitch. Kind of do double duty. Kind of looking to see what grows faster. Oh, sorry. Right into the mic. Apologize. We're dive bombing it in there. It's pretty much right where that light's blinking. Oh, we are directly behind it. Find out real quick. But that bright light, that's the landing area, and you can see where to land at the gates, because there's outer perimeter gates where you can call up ground vehicles that they have that same kind of tower too. There we go. So that little slot right there on the left is where we're going for. And as soon as you hit that orange, you die. So they got it built out pretty detailed, but of course, you know, the whole thing isn't entirely detailed. Although there's ways, I know in my last video, I wound up glitching through it. Let's see, that's the Phoenix, and there's a Hammerhead that sit out in the new place where you can buy ships in game. But they got to make the ROI, return on investment, a lot higher, so people, because I mean, it's 21 million in game for a Hammerhead. But it's still cool. I mean, this is the coolest it's been for Star Citizen. This year is a great year. Next year, I don't even know what next year is going to be like. Because it's important. People always like, oh, they RSI promised this, RSI promised that. They don't promise really anything. They say they're gonna try, and we're shooting for, but I don't even know if they even promised us a game in the end. I mean, of course, it's their intention, but so for me, I'm very patient. We're gonna go check out the Idris, because I have not seen the Idris. Apparently it's in game in one of the hangars. Come on. Fucking Lorville landing. it'll land at one of the gates, but that's a lot of... You know, he should... That should... Oh, someone crashed their ship. So landing request must not be working. Well, I know of a couple things you can do. Go get the... I know that shield's like at just above 35 or at 3,500 feet. But if I can fly out to one of these gates here, I'll have a little bit of a run, but I don't mind spending time on Hurston. I don't. At all. Lights right there. This is what's so cool about Hurston. So we're gonna be wind up where the stopping at the hab. So we gotta catch. Oh shit! 2 trains. We're gonna get as close as we can. Got a landing gear down, so you don't
Landing gear down.
So it's either really busy at Hurston or at some point. Right around where that freelancer is. Oh yeah, see, he's parked right at it. Either loading up or had a... The freelancer, that's another good all-around ship. But I think... The Cutlass Black wins out just because it has better firepower.
Impact warning.
I mean, it by far has better. So yeah, so we want to cancel that. Engine off. Get the power off.
Shield system offline.
Alright, so this should... I don't know, they've been despawning ships, but I think they've just been despawning it for the free fly. Otherwise, ships were persisting quite a while. So there's a ship that's in game, the Freelancer, and in the next 1 or 2 releases, that bad boy is going to be in the other variants are going to be in verse. Here we are. We didn't get to side with the meadow this time. There's one that has a meadow and like jogging through it, it's like in well, you know what, so I realized that if you take your gear off, you can sprint for as long as you want. So I went and got him some base stuff, and now we can sprint the entire way. always try to take some good, screenies, and I found the easiest thing to use is your G-Force experience. Okay, so now we're jumping. Wow, that's so dark on stream. Is it really? Wow, it's really dark. And because I'm not running the full pass-through, shit. Oh, health is still good. Wow, I didn't see. It shouldn't be that dark. See, on my OBS, it's showing that somehow when it's... So it isn't my capture card, because that matches up my OBS. Maybe it's just... Huh. Anyways, we made it. I just gotta catch a train. What up, bro? Wait, coming at me? Come at me, bro. No. I think they shoot you, but they don't kill you. We just want to get it. So right there is where all I have is the gray cat buggy. What time is it? Okay, it's 7:22 here in Dallas. I started, you know, it's taken a little while just to get to Aegis. I mean, be on for another hour and a half, maybe stretch it to 10.
Be considerate to your fellow travelers. Do not block doors.
Alright. Huh. Are we on a server that's about to tank? No, okay. No, well, we gotta wait at the train station. Usually 2 trains.
Or attempting to trespass.
One must be out of service. So it counts down, and you usually don't have to wait this long, but it counts down, and then it counts down again for 30 seconds, and then it leaves.
Step away from the platform edge.
So they've done a great job with NPCs. You know, and they do act a little weird a lot of times, but they're making it so you can blend in with the NPC crowd. Now, see, he's not an NPC.
Do not block doors.
He's not an NPC. Or he might be an NPC. Yeah, he's an NPC, because I can't interact with him.
Trespassing or attempting to trespass on train tracks.
I know he's not, though.
Dangerous offense.
Yeah, see, that guy's gonna blend in with the NPC. Oh, don't go nowhere, bro. You're my cover. The NPCs will get on the train and...
Be considerate to your fellow travelers. Do not block doors. Now arriving from city gates. Stand by and let passengers disembark before boarding. Stand by and let passengers disembark before
Comes the
boarding.
train.
Trespassing or attempting to trespass on train tracks is a serious and dangerous offense. Step away
See,
from
there's
the
not
platform
there
edge.
is quite a bit of diversity in the armor, and there isn't. I'm finding.
Hurston Security reserves the right to search travelers at any time. Be
Well, let's
considerate of
ride.
your fellow travelers. Do not block doors.
But I'm so excited for SC this year. You see the 890 jump by second quarter.
Step away from the platform edge when train is approaching.
All right, the train's not leaving.
Hurston Security reserves the right to search travelers at any time.
All right, I think we are on a server that's crapping out. So we're gonna reboot. Because there was some things that, like, the landing wasn't working on the call up. Oh, and I think, did we get a crash? I think we did. Yeah, I'm not sure why YouTube is upstream. Oh, that was a crash. No, they didn't push another update. So this was from Thanksgiving. You know, Pandora, me. Starts with a K, and then Polysabian. Got a nice group shot at one of the at one of the rest stops. Good times, good times. That's the capture card that pops that up. But see, I really need to get the complete pass through. So, but then that's like double work on your GPU to, you know, where it's because you duplicate the desktop. So I guess the best thing to do is when I stream, go through HDMI 14. That might be what I wind up doing. See, and it started popping up party invites for the last server year we're in. Who's on? Alright. So it's saying as join the party, it's talking about the global chat, I think is what it's messing with. I'm gonna go to the statin system. 26, yeah, he's got a good server. So hopefully now, we're gonna probably spawn at Port Olisar and have to make that jump again. So right now, it's also testing, because what you aren't technically getting, people mistake this alpha like early access, like on like early access betas. It's not even really early access. Like you're essentially, you know, get to do the alpha, you know, pre-alpha testing, like the alpha for the alpha. Oh, we are all the way back at Port Olisar. Right here. Oh man, we gotta make that long jump again. The 600i has such issues, but it can make it quicker. Oh, that's so lame. But hopefully this is a good server. Alright, so let's get to Hurston. Quickest way we know how. See if I can still do this old jumperooski. Oh, he still got it. Alright. Buccaneer, we might as well do a claim on that. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted. Then we can eventually call it up anywhere. Hammerhead, I want to get there. What's going to get there quick? Raven.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Well, what landing pad, Holmes? AO7. Try to, you know, I realized they're doing a good job in this game with their signage. You can find your way around quite well with their signage. At Lorville, really anywhere. It just makes life easier. Right. So technically the only ships I still own is the Raven and the Kraken. But I get the Drake Buccaneer and the Hammerhead for loaners. So there should be some multi-crew stuff to come. I finally got the org set because that's changed names a couple times and you have to disband it and
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
This game looks amazing in 2K. So that's what I'm actually gaming on. And it's a 175 Hz monitor. It's an Acer Predator. I was looking at a aUEC, which would have been still a good deal. It was $399 and this was $525. The G-Sync is definitely worth it. Because it smooths it out, so I don't even see it. Oh no. Okay, I think it did set. No. For some reason, Hurston is not selectable. That is. Well, that'll get us there, because we'll have to make one jump to Hurston. Oh yeah, I don't need to waste hydro fuel.
Quantum travel initiated.
Hopefully the refueling mechanic's coming soon, because they're starting to make it where you really have to manage the fuel. And in things like the reclaimer, you can't land everywhere to to refuel.
100%.
Oh, so but this is what you get with the Intel Optane, which it's at least $180 ship. So you look at it, you get if you do get Optane memory, you know, if you're into this game, you essentially get, you know, the RAM for 256 is 320 at Micro Center, so 350. So you take 180 off at least, you know, for this ship. But so all the frames you're seeing though is not on the frame rates. It's not on 1080, it's on 1440. As far as what's displayed. Now I don't know, because I essentially run it in dual monitor with, and just to mirror or to duplicate the display. So the second display goes straight into my capture card, which there is an out for it, a full pass-through, but I have to get a 1080 monitor that can do at least 60 FPS. But the FPS should be for what's on my gaming machine, what's displayed. So I'm not sure if, and I also, I don't know. I've been looking at different monitor stands and how many I actually need between streaming and my gaming rig. My gaming rig should almost have 3, you know, both, because I've seen you can get some Asus 75 hertz 1080 monitors for $120 a piece. And I need one for system monitoring, and then one for the pass-through, and then probably just 2 for the stream machine. For chat, Discord, all the audio and uploading. Because really just need 2 screens for the actual chat and interaction, and the second screen for all like the Streamlabs or XSplit, whatever. Although I think my YouTube stream, because I guess Twitch doesn't upload 1440 very well, but I know YouTube does, so I may just, because I have a good enough CPU to stream from and game from one machine, but then that way I can actually broadcast that at 1440. I don't know if it does 1440 60 FPS, if YouTube does, but I know it adds a good 30-second latency on the stream, so I may start doing that as a YouTube thing, because people do have 4K and 1440 monitors that don't necessarily play games, but because the game, I mean, it looks amazing on this Acer Predator monitor with the G-Sync. I have a 1080 Ti. And I don't think it'll have a problem uploading 4K, because I have the Ryzen 7 1800X, which does boost to 4.0 when all the cores are under load. So from what I understand, without some weird kind of third-party program, well, which I guess they all are, but to actually get it to overclock. Trying to get to the Idris. It's a little disconcerting. When the landing wasn't working, and or I could get the lock on person. I hope everyone's doing good on this Monday. But yeah, so I think the YouTube stream's going to go to 1440, and using XSplit, that seems to work nicer with YouTube. This one jumps slower than the buck, so we want to get past the moon or the sun. So that's kind of our marker right now. That's like about the halfway point. That will eventually, I mean, they've done such a great job with jumping, and it'll be interesting. You know, some people are they're like wondering, well, exploring is going to just take forever. But I believe your exploring ships are going to have, you know, your better quantum travel drive, so you travel faster. Or, you know, you're at least going farther per jump. And see, I'm worried about deep exploration and refueling your actual quantum drive. Because if you're out in no man's land, are you supposed to tug a Starfarer along that can refine it, or is there some way to get more quantum fuel as you're going out in the unexplored verse? Or are you just relying, hey, I hope we find some quantum fuel? Because I know your boost regenerates, but it's like, I haven't read up or looked into what quantum fuel actually is, what they have it as its chemical makeup. if it's something kind of like an elite, you collect near the sun every time to refuel yours as a quantum fuel. Is it going to be something like that where certain planets are getting close to a star to suck up some certain something to make the quantum fuel? Because, you know, how good would that be if you have to bring the only thing that can actually explore is the Starfare, because it can refine its own quantum fuel. And because I'm gonna, the Starfare Gemini is in the MISC list, the Endeavor. So I'm excited for this pack, like rolling January into February. Definitely by the end of February, I'm gonna have my fleet will be where I want it, and then pulling ships in and out here and there. You know, and honestly, I watched the Javelin, you know, sell out, and I think you could use store credits with that. But then I was like, man, it'd be so cool to have, but I don't know, even with a big org, it's like, it's really hard to find pilots. People who, you know, want to be in the org and pilot certain ships of yours. Okay, so we're passing the sun, we're moving along. We probably can't see the distance. Once that reticule gets off that X, we stop seeing the distance, which I hate. I can even move that around and nothing. Oh, there's a little glitch in texture. Oh, I don't know what that is. Maybe you can see it sometimes. Yeah, from the top view. This is bad. This has an EMP and it's a racer. Like, I may have, I know I'm gonna have an X85, an M50, and a MISC Razor, because I think, you know, like any civilization, anything has its sport, and I think these races are gonna be a big deal in verse. So I'm hoping to have you know, some NUEE land. I forget what they're calling them, the beacons, the property beacons, essentially. I'm gonna have, because there is in the lore and where you race now and where those places are, and I'm gonna try to get in verse, and a lot of my early exploration is going to be finding the spots where the popular planets are and the main centers, because I want to set up trade routes. So being able to set up places closest to those early on for me is going to be key. So like our system, so like it, you know, wherever I can. Also, I'll have a hab rented, even if it's small, like right in the city, and then, you know, the first place I can have an outpost, set up shop with just one ship there permanently. That's a small ship like a X85 or the Reliant, I think, or some of, you know, the little nicer ships. Just so if I am rolling in a hull C or a hull D or the Kraken, I'll have an outpost to park that at, whatever trade I'm bringing in. But then also, you know, going not necessarily in those big races, but I think those are going to be pretty cool in game. Because I think that's something, because a lot of people like racing these ships. I mean, a lot of people were some F-Zero players. And the races are fun. For me, I gotta find a way. The levels are so bright. So if it could be a night race and hit the hoops, I'd have an easier time with it. But Hurston should start coming up here shortly. Oh, here it comes. I can see it. We're closing in. That $80 arrow pack, I wish would have came with Squadron 42, because I was going to buy that with my own cash. Now I'm just down to store credit, but I could technically buy that pack. I thought it came with Squadron 42. That's a bummer. Alright, so let's slow it down.
Quantum travel complete.
And the MISC is the mining, so those of you who want to try out the mining side of things, I believe that's the 28th or 29th. Check the link for the website. Okay. This was a bug from earlier. Alright. At least we have Hurston and the Lorville to lock in. And I always want to thrust going into my quantum jumps, but it's really totally pointless. You want to save that hydrogen fuel. Alright, so maybe Lorville is in the daylight. This game just looks phenomenal, even stepping up a resolution to 2K. Oh, alright, daytime. Well, at least 2 flights into Lorville, 1 at night and 1 during the day. So but now this I am going to waste the hydrogen fuel. I want to get landed, and this thing flies. So, but we're at 100,000 kilometers. I think we can get. Okay, 12:35 is the fastest we're going, but. And there is a flight model change, which is a complete overhaul, because I think with this game engine at the time, they had to, instead of being like flight with the game engine, it actually had to be water technically. Now I don't know if something that was fixed long ago or if that's what's finally being switched over now. So the new flight model, though, should be what's in Squadron 42, and is what, for the most part, is going to be in PU. Because they are, I don't believe they're going to require you to play Squadron 42 once. Squadron 42's probably been out for a little bit. Because you're supposed to beat Squadron 42, then get released in the PU. That's the way I'm going to do it. And also then probably at a certain date, then it's PU's open to everyone. That's going to be such an awesome day. That'll be a national gaming holiday. And maybe they do it in waves, you know, by the length you were backed. You know, so they can roll people into the servers. That would be cool. Because that would really benefit the people who, or, you know, make the people who invested early on, and then those who everyone picked up along the way. So that would be cool for when they do roll out the game, roll it in ways like that, where, you know, because, you know, those people who are considered whales and stuff, are a big part of, you know, investing in the game, and I wouldn't be mad at that. But I think people spent a lot at the sales so far because they know. I honestly think there'll be one or two more sales like this. What? Does that mean things are bugged? Well, what we can do is hope that somebody's taking off and
All of our landing areas are currently full. Please hold for assignment.
Landing gear retracted.
I'll take the crime stab for landing illegally. Somebody, come on, somebody's got to be taking off shortly. Man, this game just looks amazing. Wonder if it's completely glitched. Somebody's got to be taken off by now. He's probably sitting there trying to call in a landing. Get no response from Lorville. Is it under siege?
All of our landing areas are currently full. Please hold for assignment.
For some reason that button 2 does that no matter what it's set to.
Areas are currently full. Please hold for assignment.
That's usually not a response you get calling in for a landing. And that's been 2 servers unless I've gotten into the same one twice. Worked once before.
Proximity alert. Head.
But in theory, I should spawn at no Port Olisar. I have no idea what's going on with Hurston right now. Last time the game crashed and I spawned inside there. Gotta get lower and into the tail of that Phoenix. Go back. tracking my face. Calibrated. I believe you just close it. But it really should have the digital rendering on the side or something. Alright, well, they're going to do a full exit here. We'll do a verify. See, I need to be able to have this up, because I always wonder... Because it's funny when I turn on Afterburner, the fans kick on super high and stay on. So I wonder, because this is technically putting out 2 resolutions of the game. Alright. Well, we may not I may have to change the title of this freaking video. But I should have spawned it at Hurston, so I wonder what is going on. The strangest thing. And hopefully they haven't set it to where, like, your friends, it kind of pulls you in towards their servers, because you may want to shoot for, like, a fresh, clean one. So I'm not sure if it only does that in parties. So I'm going to take a short bio break here. We got the game going again. refreshments. Well, so far, we haven't had much luck. I really wanted to fly the blips, but that's gonna be a down the road one. And be like, if anybody wiped out a huge supply, I want to be able to have, you know, like a few ships to hold my own. Claim that. Yeah, that one went down. Alright, let's try to get there in the buggy.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
AO7. I don't think we have gear on. A little too light on his feet. There we go. Got my gear pretty well set that I go with. Changed the undersuit, but this one had a cod piece, so. Otherwise, all the armors, like the undersuits, would be cool color, but man, you leave a spot a little too vulnerable. So let's hop in the old buck. The old buckaroony. Hopefully we can get a landing. If not, we're going straight to the docks. Come on, you can make it. Turn it and burn it, baby. I don't know why it let me, There's a Starfarer. I'm going to be picking up an upgrade for one of those. But it'll be the, Gemini variant. And yeah, it's the attack variant, and I'm just going to swap out those front nose missiles for the fuel scooping, because I just want it because it's armored, it carries all that fuel. I forget, it comes with a bigger turret, and then another big thing is the missiles on the front. Well, it's like that's good in a full-on attack, but the Starfarer, after seeing how, and I know it could change, get better or worse with the new flight model, but that thing, you know, you gotta get it swinging to get it turned. So here's the long jump. I think these are all size 3s on it. Okay, those gotta be like a size 2 on the very tips, 3, and that almost looks like a 4. So this thing definitely defense for the Kraken. Because it won't be a solo fighter, it'll be trying to bring fighters in to actually towards the Kraken's big turrets. I think those are like size 7 or 8s or something, or maybe even larger. And so now I'm working on my support fleet for the rest of what my org's going to be, and I'm going to be heavy into trade. I also want to have that exploring variant and mining variant, but it's going to be pretty much the trading, hauling. Want to try to get my own distilled spirits in it. Well, called the 82. So then I figure that's what I'm going to go with the org game. I had breaking Atmos. I know I keep losing people because I recruit a few and then to rename it fully, like in Spectrum, you have to delete it and redo it. I can't wait till they get Spectrum more linked up. I know a lot of orgs use their own Discord and everything, but I want to try to use as much as the in-game, because Spectrum's not bad. It posts a lot like Reddit. There's chat rooms and stuff in there, but along with like leaving Discord if it's still the preferred way to contact in game, because the VoIP, when it's working, actually works real well if you know, and you really don't need the camera. You can use the voice side of it. I think. Okay, sorry. Didn't quite burn past it yet. But the Buccaneer is the surprise ship of the year for me. Finally getting to fly one, because it's like there's a ton of pirates that are Buccaneers. And they had to do something for the Idris owners, because the Idris has been out for a while. But that they're definitely not going to see until Squadron 42, and they definitely have to be, I think, beyond like 3.6 or 3.7 before they can have the full capital ships in, like the Kraken and the Idris. But I just want to get to it to see it in game. And I didn't want to spoil it too much. I know people got there this morning. So I'm hoping tomorrow, because they do have the Kraken's like exterior model, you know, maybe not done, but they got it a gray box texture, because it was in the gameplay at CitizenCon. It was on one of the Loreville pads. I know the Idris has a skeleton, but then as the gaming text changed, you know, it's when worked through from that first CitizenCon or Squadron 42 video we got, where he lands on the Idris. Because I definitely, in the miscellaneous ship sales, I want to get a couple of those passengers. It'd be cool to get like almost 4 of them, like in a little fleet. But those ones, like the LTI, is not as big a deal, so I was probably get like an Aurora MR to MPVU cargo, like 2 cargos and 2 passengers. This figure, I mean, you get use out of it at the Kraken, where my main hub's where I'm planning my main hub to be, for a group of systems. this is Quantum Drive Simulator. What? I gotta find that uncopyrighted playlist. I'm looking at some different stuff you can do with Streamlabs too, though. But I think with the YouTube stream, I'm gonna do it all through one PC so I can stream 1440, and it'll be like a 30-second delay. But I think it is already. For some reason, it appears to be uploading to YouTube kind of dark, but in the slobs, it looks like it does on my screen. Or in Streamlabs. We're getting past it. Be there shortly. But the jumping is actually really cool on bigger ships, because then you get out, you walk around. Next time, taking the Buccaneer. But so, at the end of the sale, because I'll have like 315 in the sale, and it'll run to the 4th, hopefully I can time my melting and everything, so I can walk out with a Caterpillar. And then in a few weeks down the road, I'll be able to probably just get a Cutlass and one, because I can melt those, so it'll probably be a Cutlass and something else. A Cutlass, and I'll probably buy back a little LTI Cyclone I have. That's $40 because I got it at concept. That's interesting. Jumping away, just jumping away. Right, oh yeah. Can't remember how to flip it. Oh, we're jumping away. When I do move up. Jump simulator. All right, here we go. No. No, no, no. waiting for some RAM. It shipped on the 21st, and it now just got the smart post location in Dallas. Take forever. Need some in-flight entertainment. I do plan on give future giveaways on the channel when I hit certain certain marks. Okay, you know, 300, 500, 750. So still thinking about stuff like that. And then same over on Twitch. Doing the same thing to 1,000 followers. Oh, here we go. Finally, getting into some action.
Quantum drive is now off.
Come on now. All right. So far, so good.
Quantum drive is
So far, so good. Oh, are you kidding me? After that entire jump? Oh, what a heartbreaker. I just want to see the Idris. I'm not stopping till I get there. Not stopping till I get there. Well, you're welcome for my submission. Hopefully that was to push out some sort of hot fix. And a boost in we go. Yes, please. Please recover the instance. It could be a good thing. It could pop me back in my ship. Still out on Hurston is what I'm shooting for. Otherwise, I'm going to exit again and not recover the instance. Yes.
Hello and welcome aboard.
Nailed it, CIG. Thank you.
Your systems are online.
See, when the recoveries work, they work, and when they don't, they definitely don't. I think this thing is faster than the Raven. Cause that was at 12:35, I think, where the Raven stopped. At 13:15. But it burns through hydrogen fuel like no other. That's alright. I'm just gonna go 1350 right into the hammerheads and sit there. No. Drag, so you can't do 1350. But I'm afterburner it down. Come on, work. No. Yep.
Landing gear down.
Alright, this is a good sign.
Landing gear up. Landing gear down.
Make sure we get a landing in.
Front impact warning. Deck impact warning. Front impact warning.
Got the elevators there.
Front
Nope,
impact
this is...
warning.
These hangars are big.
Impact warning. Landing complete.
Landing complete.
Weapons offline.
Alright. Oh, it's the wrong end. Damn it. But always maybe this is, you know, because you aren't gonna want to, you're in a arms free zone. Still not gonna wear the condom over my head. But then you can just sprint once you don't have all the unencumbered, or you're totally unencumbered. Oh shit. Oh shit. Alright. Here we are. Lorville, we made it. See this Miss Razor? I'm getting one of those. At least I upgrade to one. So I'm excited. We're definitely by the end of February, my fleet's gonna be pretty stout, and letting people use it. Anyone in the org is welcome to use it. And then people also like, get to know playing the game. Like, once you know, you can trust someone to take the ship out. It's kind of got before, like, people are kind of hesitant to lend ships out now. Like before, and there still is people in chat, you know, but it seems like there's less and less of like, hey, you know, I'm calling this ship up, who wants to crew it, or I'm just gonna leave this out on the hangar, go ahead and take it. Come on, elevator. I'm going straight to the Idris. I'm going straight to the Idris. Idris Pavilion. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm so excited right now. Finally get to see it. Oh. Oh. Oh, nothing's here. What is going on? Does that mean it's busted? They rent it out. Let's go to Hall A. Nothing. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Right now. What a crock of shit. So hopefully it's not Port Ali. I gotta see it, just the scale. Come on. Stream may go till midnight. But at least we're there, so now it's just a matter of a train ride. At least we freaking better be. But this is part of being part of Star Citizen. The Alpha had some pretty. Oh, thank you. Running kind of erratic. Shadow has no head. Pretty creepy. At the Hurston Habs, though, pretty soon we'll be able to rent them. based on your cash. So then I was also wondering about Grimhex and Port Olisar. I think Levski's going to be out of the game, but it'll be replaced by, like, I think when ArcCorp comes in, Levski's gone. I think.
See your local recruiter for details.
Shit, yeah, and I mean, I've been to the stores and everything,
Finally ready to
so now it's just a race to the trains. But I'm kind of already taking how great this looks for granted.
spaceport and industry
And when the NPCs work, they're spot on. Like, you can totally blend in as a player because right now there's so few outfits that, you know, like some of those armor, it's like, that's actually pretty cool armor. If we get stuff that's maybe not security armor, but like the other armor you'll see people wearing.
Be considerate to your fellow travelers. Do not lock doors.
Oh, there's another player.
Person security reserves the right to search travelers at any time. Next stop, Tisa Spaceport.
Is Tisa. No. Oh, chat. See, sometimes this is working and sometimes it isn't. Hello, is VoIP working? When the VoIP works, it's so cool. I wonder what issues they were having, because for a while there, it was working great in the test PTU.
Now arriving, Tisa Spaceport. Please watch your step when disembarking the train.
I mean, they're doing an amazing job. And most of it has to do with what they're doing with their textures. And if you follow the floor and the signs, like exit, they're actually quite helpful. Alright, it's a mad dash to see the Idris. That's in. I mean, it's not flyable, and I think the Squadron 42 ships, a lot of them, they're waiting till Squadron 42, so this could be totally flyable right now in the current engine, because I'm sure it's been tested, because they're pretty far along in Squadron 42. That's awesome that Superman's a part of it. I guess the guy who played Superman, his people reached out to CIG because he wanted to be, I guess he's a huge PC gamer. So that was a big reveal that some people missed at CitizenCon. Oh, finally! That's the Idris. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Are you kidding me? I've been waiting to see something this scale for you don't know how freaking long. See, already rented, and it's not in there. I love flying this little arrow. Is the best. Like, I'd pay $80, but you don't get. So this is the Idris, and the Kraken is, I think, a little bit longer or just as long. That is what I'm talking about. Maybe I thought it'd be... Oh no, that's plenty big. Oh my god. And see, I want to have a hangar this big for my Kraken somewhere. It may be on an asteroid, though. I do like, you know, we spend all this time on planets now. I'm going to have plenty of... and see, that front, I know, opens up so you can fly in. And I think you fly right out the back. But guaranteed this has already been tested in Squadron 42. Aegis makes some cool shit. Finally get to see something to this scale. That is just awesome. So I know that front opens up pretty well. I think you can get 3 full-size fighters on there. You may not be able to get a Warden on there. You can get a Hoplite on there. I don't know if you'd be doing any bombing runs, but you can definitely get an Eclipse on there. And then something like a Hurricane that if you had a dedicated 2-man crew could really do some damage with. Man, I've been waiting to see something to this scale in game for a long time. Zoom. Oh, I should have got it on the other side. I should have got it external fitting. External snap. That is awesome that is, oh, man. Yeah, because I think you fly in the front and you do take off out the back, or, you know, verse versa. Yeah. Because I think the front and that back opens up. Now, I wonder if that goes all the way to the ground. Looks like it's gonna, but it's pretty steep. I know they make some of the transitions actually, like, not from the ground into the ship, but from the rear of the ship. From, like, where the ramp connects to the ship itself. Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah, look how freaking huge this thing is. Totally worth the crashes. I think, like, I know this front opens up. Seen it. Man. That is so cool. Oh yeah, way to go, CIG. I know we have our criticisms about it, but yeah, always like I'll admit I'm critical of Star Citizen, but I try very hard not to be negative. That is so cool. Oh yeah. Let's go check out some other Aegis ships. I am super pleased. Just think, it'd be a crew of at least seven people up in that thing. I mean, I think you can do it with 4 at a bare skeleton crew. there's gonna be some sweet fucking voyages. And I think I gotta look at the size thing again. I think the Javelin's like twice the size, which it should be for $3 grand. And that sounds about right. And it sounds like it seems like the Javelin's not too far off from, because I think that's gonna be in Squadron 42 too. But I know they're definitely will be a scale of those ships. I don't know. We'll see with the 890 jump here at the like 3.7, 3.6. Aegis definitely. I mean, I love this. Come on now, bro. Gladius, I mean, they make... I mean, and if you're getting into fighting, I mean, first I'd recommend this ship. With just a little turret. I mean, it's not going to do a ton of damage, but you're going to be able to do some damage. But this being like the first upgrade fighter ship getting is the Gladius. It's $90, which is a good price. And don't forget, you know, your base ship, depending on if it's the Aurora it's $20, so you could upgrade to that for upgrade your starter Aurora for $70, or I think you get $25 out of the Mustang. So if you're planning on just getting a $65 base pack for the game and everything, you know, you have to keep that pack. You can't melt the whole thing and buy it and then I think it's the same variant. They got two variants, and I think it's slightly different stuff and a different paint job. Alright, now this. You know what? I want to fly the Hoplite because I haven't. This is a sexy ship. It's $300. This is the Eclipse. Amazing ship. And it has like a heavy, I think like a size 9 bomb on it, like 2 of them, 9 or 8, but I know there's 2 to 4. And the HH, which is in game now. I mean, this is, if you're this, I'd want. Oh, they got some. Oh, they have 2 of. Okay, so this is my favorite ship right here. If I have to choose a combat ship, this long-range fighter, Avenger Warden, because it does have a bunk. And see, Aegis should have been on Sunday. You'd have some serious fighting going on. And the Hoplite, I did pick up one upgrade to this because I view this as a solid ship too. But I don't know, this would be a ship I'd have at my farthest outpost where I'm kind of advancing towards, where I would need security. This I would keep with the Kraken on long-range trips because this doesn't necessarily have to be on. This would be running patrol along with maybe a Hammerhead, or if I had 2 of these, a Sentinel and the Warden. Because this is on the big edge where I don't know if it'd be a little too big for the Kraken even on the deck. But this, because of the bunk and everything like that, people could rotate out of it. And the Retaliator, now this is an interesting ship here. It's got a ton of turrets, and it's a big bomber. Like, if you got one of these in on a Hammerhead and it dropped like 3 of its missiles. But the pilot, just like the Hammerhead, only controls the missiles. Otherwise, you're depending on, I think it's 3 bottom turrets two at the, let's see, oh, so we got one right at the front, and that's a turret that I know flips you upside down. Oh, what happened there? And I believe the rear turret, this kind of reminds me of the Black Jet from G.I. Joe. Okay, so it's 2 on the bottom and 3 on the top, I know for sure. So a good pilot, but it is like a submarine is the best way I heard somebody describe it, and I was like, oh yeah, when you're in there, which, you know what, we can hop in there. And this ship's due for, like, it's been in verse for a while. I think this was the first really big... Okay, let's not die. That was bug. And the Avenger, don't do the Avenger Stalker pack, because that has modules in the back you can't take out yet, and that's for the bounty hunting, the standing holding cells. The best one to get is the Avenger Titan. So if you are going to make that first upgrade, this is $50. So if you're upgrading from the Aurora starter package, you just upgrade the ship, which I believe is the Aurora MR. So the Aurora MR to the Avenger Titan, it'll be 30 extra bucks. So something to get down the road. Because this has plenty of room in the back for, well, it has 4 cargo units. But at least you can pick up cargo containers and set them down. So, you know, you can collect a bunch of waste or whichever one you're doing multiple. And there's a bed in, I think. I'm not sure if there's a toilet or not. And this one's $75, $25 more, but you're really paying for the paint job and I think a little bit better weapons. But that is a really... So any Avenger, you really can't go wrong. It's just if you're getting a starter pack, don't get the Stalker one. But then if you're going the $90 route for a starter pack, as long as they got the Arrow for sale. Well, no, I think even the Avenger beats out the Arrow because of the cargo. But if you're going strictly fighting right off the bat. This is another 2 of my favorite ships. There'll definitely be one of these sitting close to the Kraken. And I like this purely for the paint job. I don't know what it is about it. You know, some ships you just really like and you don't know why. It's like this and the Warden. Or like I see like top security and top military flying. Even this one here. And supposedly some of the better internals are actually in this one. So you're really paying the extra, it's either $15 or $20 for that upgrade. Which I already had like a Prospector to Saber upgrade, so I upgraded that, and I can't remember if it was $15 or how much it was. And see, this is one of the only times you can fly this, and I actually have one of these because I had a Octane code. But this is the EMP, and the EMP works well. I mean, it'll knock out an opponent's shield, so it's basically a ship you want to fly in there quick as hell with and get next to their big ship, pop the EMP, get back out, and then, you know, have your attack ships come in. So if you had, like, a couple Eclipse tailing this, and you're going in for a straight bombing run, you hit the EMP, and then have the Eclipses come in, slightly behind that at a good timing when all their shields go down and drop those big bombs. Even a Retaliator, if you can get it out for long enough. See, I'd like to see a fight of a 600i, a Retaliator, and some Eclipses, and seeing how long a Hammerhead would take to actually take out. Because I think just one of each of the fleet, well, yeah, that's just pure numbers, but I'm gonna say one of each from the floor versus the hammerhead. I think the hammerhead really wouldn't stand a chance against, what do you have? 3 sabers, a hoplite, a warden, a retaliator, an eclipse, one of every the Avengers. Yeah, a hammerhead. I might as well sit and just soak it in a little bit, because you never get to see all these ships in one spot like this at once. The way they used to do the hangars was pretty cool, and it would just copy and paste your hangars. But you could at least get all the ships in there. And see, I think with the hoplite, I wonder if that's a fixed size 4 or if it's a size 5 as well. That's what I have to check on. But I think as far out of the 2 I'm getting first, it's going to be the Warden. And then if I do get it built up to the next level pack, then I'll have a hoplite, but I only have one upgrade for that, because that one was like $70, one of the bigger gaps I had to cover. I do like any clips. I don't know, I'm tempted to go see if I can't track down a hammerhead and bomb it with an eclipse. I may be able to, yeah, we're gonna, so, yeah, what to do. Because I know there's people flying some hammerheads around. But they aren't going to be calling them up at here, that's for sure. So is this Hall A? Oh, okay, because they have the reclaimer. Okay, that's that one. Might as well check this out, because you'll never get to see this. And I mean, this reclaimer comes on a pack that I could possibly get rolling into 2020. So 2019 is going to be kind of a... Because then as soon as the game's fully released, instead of my money going into these ships, it's going to go into my hardware. So I have like what I'll call the Star Machine. Right now I got, you know, no problem buying used higher-end hardware. Because I do have a 1080 Ti now, and two machines. But yeah, that's pretty sweet. And that's flyable in-game now. But just the scale. They're doing a good job of also doing the scaling right of the ships, because you got to be able to run around inside there and get to the, you know, port areas. I've actually never even flown in or flown a reclaimer. But Aegis is definitely, they got quite the versatile ships. They threw another hoplite down there. The sabers. Oh, worth taking a look. Yeah, doing this in game is so cool. And, you know, they said they're going to do ships like they'll have a new model year, just like, you know, car manufacturers do here. Maybe it's not every year, but, you know, maybe there is an expo every year where it'll be inverse and we all kind of go to if we want to see the new ships that are launching for that particular year. So I'm really excited for like the inverse interactions, like with people meeting up, or you know, there is the races, so all of a sudden there's a spot where there's a ton of, you know, actual in-game players, because the verse is going to be huge. I'm still going to look for stuff that's going on like that I can take a break from exploring or trading and whatever I'm doing, and like, oh, the big annual races are at such and such. Alright. Well, we made it, and that was totally worth it. Want to fly some of this? Gonna get late. Whoa! Alright. So I'm gonna call up the Eclipse, and I'm just gonna see if I can come across the Hammerhead. Come on. Please be in here. Eclipse. Yeah, buddy. At 8, or hangar 8. Six, 7, 8. Gear on. Good to go. Even. And the last time I actually subscribed was during the ship of the month was the Eclipse. And man, I took it for a flight. Like, man, and it's the stealth bomber. I mean, this thing's so fast, and it's like an 8 or 9, like 2 or 3 of them this thing carries. So maybe I can track down a Hammerhead and see what kind of damage I can do to it. And so this may take some patience, and I was gonna stop at well, 9, but if I can be patient, I think I can find a Hammerhead. This thing is such a sexy little ship.
Aegis combat assist activated.
And once we take off,
Are cleared for liftoff.
Launch complete.
thanks.
Proximity lock. Landing gear.
A little bug there. But I know the Hammerheads are going to be back in Crusader. I just got a feeling. Because most people can't, because of the gravity and not knowing how to fly right off the bat, most people can't get out of Hurston or Lorville. Oh man, this ship is just sweet. I mean, it is the stealth bomber of Star Citizen so far. I mean, you have the Retaliator, which is a big, heavy bomber, so we're definitely in store for hearing and seeing, or or at least hearing about, you know, some pretty probably epic battles. See, there's a hammerhead right there. Three size 9s. Yeah. Oh. Oh, that's that retaliator. Oh, there's a hammerhead. I don't know if he's outside of the attack zone. That one's way over there. Oh, yeah. Oh, reclaimer, that'd be a pretty good target. Alright, we gotta fix the pitch here. She doesn't climb out of atmosphere too well. Burning a lot because the hydrogen fuel's that number that's at 89, and then the speed's at 320 something. We gotta get to like 100,000. And the armor's 30,000 feet. Took so long to get one of these ships. It was actually a pretty early day for me. We're gonna jump back to Port Ollie. They do like having a travel there for the expo, even though I feel like I'd like always you know, be at an event like that so you want to travel, but right now I think I kind of like to travel. But I know the 300 series work got pushed back a little, but I think, you know, their focus has been, I'm not sure where else, but I think it's probably been in a good spot, like something for Squadron 42 or something like that. There must be times when they're really all kind of working on Squadron 42 stuff, because you'll see patches where there's some pretty big jumps and then other ones not so much. Or, you know, so I guess maybe other some things we're working on. Need longer to develop that haven't came out yet. But I'm super pleased with the year Star Citizen had. And at least the sales are running till the 4th on everything that isn't limited stock. Like, it was kind of funny, I just kept refreshing the page with the Javelin once I seen it on there, because it was actually a good 50 minutes before not 50 minutes, but or yeah, like pretty much the hour before. I'd say about 9:20 my time, because it was 8 a.m. Pacific, which is 10 a.m. Central. At about 9:10, you could go on there and you could see. Oh no, the Javelin was right at 10, but there was a handful of them that were on there. You know, yeah, a good 40 minutes early, 45 minutes early. I basically have a bunch of stuff that I'll have melted by 1 o'clock tomorrow and get all my Drake stuff. And then I gotta roll that into MISC. So I gotta time it so I have everything melted when MISC rolls in, because that's probably gonna be 2 of the extended days is just getting the upgrades and stuff for worth a MISC. Because I want to Razor, the Endeavor, any modules I can get. The Hull series. It's between the C and the D. Which the logical upgrade route, what I'll use in game, will definitely be the C. So it's a matter of getting a C and a D. And you know, Star Citizen's my hobby. We begin the. Oh, I should have took a big ship. Oh well, once it got out of.
Initiated.
Because it's like you're damned if you do, if you damned if you don't. Because just breaking atmosphere in a bigger ship can be a pain. Because you can only hit it like, you know, 30 degrees right off the bat. Your speed barely hits 100. But then you gradually, you know, it takes a long time to get out of atmo. But they jump a lot quicker versus these smaller ships. Oh, I gotta screenshot this cockpit. It's just so cool. I don't know. So far, if you had asked me what is the coolest ship right now, I mean, the Kraken's really cool. I mean, that's my number one, but just as a random ship, I'd say the Eclipse is one of the coolest ships. Who knows, maybe and I'm in a server with somebody I know. So you can see who's in your server. And go into contact, and as long as this global chat is there, you can see everyone that's in the server. It'd be interesting. Somebody I knew that had a hammerhead. I don't know. But at least I'm in a good server. Just had everything. There's bound to be a few hammerheads floating outside of a no-fly zone. Just to see what the missiles can do. but we got a long jump. So sit back and relax. Yeah, I gotta link up the uncopyrighted playlist, because some of the uncopyrighted playlists on YouTube are actually pretty good. Starting to hear less and less on the live stream of just, you know, music in the background playing almost like a radio, not that you're trying to advertise or anything. But I know some Twitch streamers are even starting to get taken down like copyrights, which they used to never do, but I always figured Twitch had a deal worked out with them, but as they started wanting too much money and because I know it's not all artists. But I appreciate everyone who's dropped on by. We'll see what we can find here. I'm going to go for about 45 more minutes and see what we can get into. And see, I really wish Aegis would have been on the weekend. There's probably some epic battles that could go on right now. I know Anvil is actually more directed towards the military, because that F-8 Lightning, you know, from that's a Squadron 42 ship, so that one won't be in game. Possibly have a chance of flying in till Squadron 42, because then you're in the military. Because the military is going to have better ships than, for the most part, than what the civilians have. It'll be interesting once those ships, you know, so, you know, and a lot of people are just interested in the PU part of it, and, you know, aren't really psyched about Squadron 42, and I've met quite a few people like this, you know, that just want to get into the verse and don't want to play the campaign. But for me, it's about seeing everything, you know, in an actual refined state, which, you know, the PU will be, but, you know, the actual linear part of it and what they could do with a game that's like open world linear-ish, you know. And see something super polished, and who knows, maybe there's going to be continuations of those stories, and that's what we, because I want the Star Citizen to extend as long as it can. So I know along the way there's got to be some type of DLC, or maybe, you know, your player can get called back to the army and play into this new almost like movie, if you will, event, you know, that shapes something in like the UEE universe, so you can get called back. Or, you know, if you're on to your second character, it's like, oh, we know who, you know, your lineage is, or your dad, or your grandpa was, and so I'm paying for like another like 30, I guess up to $60 addition to the storyline, where it can play back your verse character, and hopefully not so he can die if you go into that mode. See, I'd pay for something like that, because it's almost like a movie, the movie part of in-game, instead of like, well, I guess it's one long movie if it's, you know, 20 to 40 hours of gameplay. So I'm hoping there'll be like even more single player campaign type stuff down the line, but then that's like what you pay, you know, the $60 again for, or something, is a AAA title tied into the game. You know, you're already making your own content, doing your own stuff too. Like if it's something that shapes like the Vandal UE kind of deal. because I don't want this to be the main storyline. Then it's done. Like I think they could do something in a few years after the big PU release. And work for like another single player campaign release, with more actors in it. Even though, you play Squadron 42 and you do your service, getting called back to service could be those like continuations of the story and how you can continue to, be involved in like that part of the Star Citizen universe as well. Because I'd pay for something like that. And who knows, you get, maybe you play through Squadron 42 and you can either take, say, like a Gladius or something. Because I think for some reason I always feel it'd be along the fighter side. Like, you get released with a Gladius. Or, if you want to pay extra cash, you could come out with like an F8 Lightning. Like at what a discounted would be, but then so you have less cash in the verse. And then if it's that route, it should let you take like this old Freelancer or something. I don't know if I'd see the UEE giving you like a Drake ship, just because even though Drake's not trying to have that image, I think it was a contract with the UEE that Drake had lost, if I recall correctly. In the lore of Star Citizen. Because definitely once this is fully released, it's going to be something that people are going to want to like, even the actor that played the recent Superman, hey, this is, really cool and going to be really big. I think those people are smart. And definitely with this latest release in this week, the chance for anyone, I mean, I know it's hard for a lot of people without the PC because you do need the SSD, you do need 16 gigs of RAM. I mean, but a 4-core processor and something 1050 Ti, 570 or above, you can run it. It's just there is some RAM leaks. You'll see RAM spikes. But that's just part of being a part of not even early release, it's like the alpha to the alpha. Because the next big thing we're going to see is the flight model eventually here. Which is going to change how the ships fly and act in engine. And I think it's a big change because it's like something they're changing with the engine. So that's what's cool. I mean, despite them being sued for Crytek, which I know a big chunks of the lawsuit got dropped. I think there's still a couple parts of it hanging around, but it is an engine that can develop versus, I don't know, the biggest complaint I heard about Bethesda and Fallout 76 is that they're using the same game engine that they've used for like a decade now. And I guess there was an article where a guy at Bethesda, the vice president or president or whatever, said, oh, it's just easier. So the new Elder Scrolls game is in the same engine as Fallout 76. And the rest of the, I think Fallout 4 too. The last Elder Scrolls. So, and they're a fully capable studio. So it's like, it's time for them to... And the only thing with developers, I guess, here in Game Engine is it's a lot of money up front for development of that game engine because of the physics and a lot of real technical, software engineers. Alright, so the first place I'm going to check out is SPK, which is selling. Gotta clear the route. Alright, we're having some issues. There we go. I think this might... Oh, we lucked out. Because there's usually...
Quantum travel
One
initiated.
floating around SPK. We don't have Cryastro anymore. That was replaced with the rest stops. See, that's what's so cool about this game. It's like always evolving. Like there's no more Cryastro for repairs. You can just do it at pretty much every place you can call up a ship at. You can do your repairs at and refueling.
Quantum travel complete.
Alright. We're looking for security post. We just call it SPK. Home 4. Selling. That's probably it right there. Nope. That's kind of an oddball one. Nope. Home 5. Well, I might just have to break down and target it. Usually if I'm not finding it, it's red. That means it should be visible. Maybe that's just on the edge, no? There it is. God dang her.
Quantum travel initiated.
I didn't even check to see what we got on here for guns.
Quantum travel complete.
Running the scan mode. Oops. Oh, there's a hammerhead. That's what we've been waiting for, boys. I'm targeting it. Alright, so we have a hammerhead there. soon as that hammerhead fires up its engines. Need this hammerhead to take off. It's hard to know if that's a crew of people or just one person who called it up. Won't let me target anything else. That's interesting. Can't lock missiles either. Because there is a SPK mission. That stinks. The missiles. E-Vine. I just want to, because once that hammerhead fires up, we'll be able to hit it. does like a scan of their shit. Okay, so he moved. Why isn't it acquiring a missile lock? Are missiles broken? No, the missiles are broken.
Missile lock.
Oh! Could have. It wasn't firing them like I thought it would. I have to. I should have took some practice rounds and seen how they released. I think I accidentally double released on the last one. Oh, hold on. I think that might have been somebody I knew. I wanted to see what it would do on a bombing run. Oh, okay, nobody said anything about it. I tried. I tried. See, Nux. I think if that's the Nux I'm thinking of. He's actually friends with Polysapien. He's always on his Discord, chatting in there. But hey, we gave a run. It'd be. He definitely had enough people with him. I can't like send a message, direct message. Oh man. That was cool though. Yeah, I'm not the best fighter, and I really, that's the first time making a bombing run in the Saber. There is a delayed release. I gotta have a better shot coming in. That hammerhead's pretty well covered, but I'm not the best, you know, to get and know where his blind spot is and everything about that. Well, I think I'm going to end it at that. I got to get to bed. Early day tomorrow. Appreciate everyone stopping by. And that was a pretty little fun bombing run on a hammerhead. So the hammerhead's pretty well packed. All right, so we'll see you next time.